Hello everyone, this is the Night Watchman. We all at times reach that point where we just want to take a break from politics and just want to simply do something fun. Well, have I got the treat for you. There is just something a person can admire from shows in the past, most especially retro anime. Something about it just shows how far we have come in terms of technology and how far we have advanced in terms of storytelling. Because of that, I hope you don't mind if I give a quick review of this anime I stumbled across on a bootleg streaming website. The anime in question is known as Cyborg 009. Apparently, after doing more research, I find that the 1968 syndicated run of Cyborg 009 was loosely based off of the manga of the same name that was first published in 1966. That is the same year as my grandma's Thunderbird, just to give you a reference to how long ago that is. Compared to the Saturday morning cartoon adaptation, there are glaring differences. The manga, as you'll notice from looking right at the front cover, there is an obvious indication that the manga was meant for a much more mature audience. Kind of similar to how Western comic books tended to tell gritty, dark stories, while the television adaptations were dumbed down for kids' audiences. For instance, the first thing you'll notice is that Cyborg 009 in the original manga used an actual gun instead of a laser blaster. And even in the event real guns were used in the 1968 series, there is no on-screen blood or wounds to be seen. It wasn't until later incarnations that the violence was given a much more realistic treatment. Beyond that, you can tell this was an obvious product of the time. The mere fact Cyborg 008 is gifted with advanced underwater swimming powers certainly doesn't help with the tone-deaf stereotyping. Modern anime has long since dropped the lips in exchange for a much more respectable appearance, but the anime in its defense does have an episode that tackles the issue of racism, despite me not being able to find it given the dingus only uploaded 15 of the 26 total episodes. Given it's from the 1960s, the poor animation gets an instant pass, but the art style is rather unique, and rather appealing beyond other obvious quirks that date it almost instantly.
スープが冷めないうちに早く食べた方がいい。すいません。その代わりまずいよ。おいしい。よかった。003がいるといいんだけど。003がいるといいんだけど。003がいるといいんだけど。
Now about the characters, they are alright. They made 007 a kid for some reason, despite the fact he's an adult in the manga. All the more evidence of butchering the source material to appeal to kids, despite this.
ミッチ、あの頃は楽しかったね。でも、もうすぐ幸せになれる。ミッチ、さあ突っ込むぞ。
何をする？やめろ
！I especially have a bone to pick with the professor. Despite him being a good professor, so and such, he's such a stereotypical grumpy old man. Besides that, is he really a good professor when he saved them from being weapons while at the same time using them as weapons? It's not like the cyborgs even want to fight barring 002. If the Earth in this show wasn't constantly being threatened by outlandish space aliens, mythological gods, and rogue professors, they would have a lot more reason to question why you have a right to boss them around like you do. Should they have a right to live their own lives if they want to? The main character is alright, although they give no real indication of his actual speed. His accelerator catchphrase doesn't come in until much later, but they don't even bother to add a whooshing sound or he just looks like he's running normally most of the time. That's not even getting to the largest issue with this anime, 003. 003 is the worst offender of this whole franchise in general. Despite her being a cyborg with superhuman capabilities, she is merely pushed to the sidelines for a majority of the series and rarely helps out in any meaningful sense beyond being a walking radar dish. I don't even have the full number of episodes to work with here, but I can safely say that even for the first time that this was made, it would be fair to say that she's no normal woman, and since she was made to be a weapon of war, she'd be given a chance to actually be a part of the team. Otherwise, what is even the point other than making a women don't know how to fight, guess that's what you'd say in the kitchen after all joke? To give it some credit, it does try to tell deeper stories than what you would usually see in the West, but the limitations in animation and budget just make these attempts come off as flat and pretentious. There were other series made after this one, the 2001 series being the one that has its complete catalog online. The original series only has 15 episodes at best posted online, thus being completely lost to time, and the person had one job in uploading the whole run. There were a couple of movies made in the 1979 series, but so far, given the fact that this anime is not as popular as other anime around this time, I was only able to find the first 3 episodes posted on YouTube, with the rest of the episodes being completely lost. This is why it's all the more important to archive and save what you can, because shows you probably grew up watching would be snatched away from you by a group of vile lawyers and just sat on, never to be seen again. And I ask anyone with a complete box sets of all the TV series and movies to do the right thing and torrent the heck out of them for the sake of austerity, and so people can make their own comprehensive reviews of such properties in the future. Hell, the official Fandom 009 wiki I used for reference is actually surprisingly poorly put together. It really shows how depressingly fragmented the fandom is, despite the cult following. Beyond that, like I said, the original 1968 run was a completely obscure anime and not really worth watching. It was your standard serial in front of the CRT Saturday morning stuff. But if you are interested in the story, I recommend the 2001 series if you want to enjoy the story as the manga originally intended it to be. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review and you have a blessed day.